Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. I have a 20-minute yoga flow for you that will leave you feeling better than when you started. I promise. Kick off your shoes, grab your yoga mat, and let's stretch. All right, we'll start in mountain pose. Bring your feet close together, soften your knees, roll your shoulders down your back, and curl your tailbone under. Reach both arms up. Inhale. Exhale and bow. Take your hands down your thighs. Let your head just dangle towards the floor. You can shake your head no. You can nod your head yes. Half lift on your inhale. Slide your shins or your thighs. Come back down. Pull the arches of your feet up and bend your knees. We'll roll. Walk our hands forward. Roll down towards the mat. One hand at a time. Standing at the top of a plank. Hands under shoulders. If you'd like to modify this, place your knees to the floor, but keep your tailbone curled under. One more breath here. Let's pike the hips, take them up and back, downward dog. So this is just going to be a quick yoga flow, a stretch for all your major muscles. Reach your hips back to the back of the room and your ribs towards your thighs. Let's pedal. Bend one knee and then switch other knee. Alternating your heel to the floor, stretching out your calves. Keep your elbows soft, triceps engaged, shoulder heads pulled into your sockets. Good. Bend both knees, melt them to the floor, untuck the toes, bring your hips back, child's pose. And if you walk your fingers forward, stretch your neck, stretch your shoulders, and then walk them over to one side. Whichever side you wish. Take a side stretch here, bow, press the opposite hip open. And then we'll take it the other way. Walk the hands off the mat, stretch the other side. Getting some upper body mobility here. Come back through your middle. We'll take ourselves into tabletop. Knees under your hips, palms under the shoulders. Cats, tuck your chin, look for your belly button. And cow, melt your belly down, lift up your heart, lift up your chest. So this is just a great little gentle yoga flow to help keep your spine healthy, getting extension and flexion. Last one. We'll settle right in the middle of cat-cow. Step your right foot in between your hands. You can use your hand to drag it if you'd like. Start to press your left hip to the floor. If you need to throw a pad under your knee, you can. Lighten onto your fingers and maybe see if you can lift off and come up to that right thigh. Some of you may even like to reach the arms for the sky. Crescent moon lunge. Feel that nice length in the back hip. Shoulders relax out of your ears. Let's release, take the hands to the floor, and then tuck your back toe under and pick up your back knee, planting your left hand under your left shoulder. Reach your right arm up, twisting through your spine. Revolve low lunge. Excellent, release. Go ahead and melt that back knee down, and we'll shift the weight back. Toes lift as you go, half splits. If it feels okay in your body, if you're nice and warmed up, you can go ahead and come on down into this version of half splits where you're sitting your hips on your heel. If that's too much, stay up here and just kind of intend your heart forward. Good, let's roll back to the sole of that foot, and then I'm gonna have you just shimmy, 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 ankle, heel toe, your ankle behind your left wrist until your right knee can bend at a 45-degree angle. Half pigeon. Go ahead and pick up your heart like you're coming into king cobra, like lifting the chest. And then bow. Melt your heart. Melt your forehead. You can stack your fists underneath your forehead for a little support. One more breath here. Opening up that outer hip. Walk back up to your hands, and then we'll just slide the knee back. Child's pose. Notice the difference between your two sides after that flow. Deep breath in your lungs here, and we'll shift our weight forward into all fours. Step your left foot as far up the mat as you can. You can use your hands to guide it. Throw the pad under the other knee if you need it here. Lift up your chest, lighten on your fingers. Maybe even stand onto the thigh. Or if it feels okay, reach your hands up to the sky. This will be a good video to throw onto the end of one of my other videos for just like a more extended cool down. A little more time to bring everything back down. Release the hands, frame your front foot, tuck your back toe, pick up your back knee, stand on your front arm and reach your inside arm towards the sky. So you're twisting into your knee. Make that twist happen from your middle back if you can. Lower the hand with support, set it down, bring your back knee to the floor for half splits. Take your time, shift your weight back, bowing over that front thigh. Keep a micro bend in this knee, or if you'd like to, and sit your hip all the way to your heel. Take this version of the hamstring stretch. Just want to honor the knee, that you don't overbend it. Come on forward from your version of half splits. You're walking back to the top of the mat, and then you're just heel toe your left ankle behind your right wrist and lower the left knee into that half pigeon. Pick up your heart first, lift the spine, and then we bow. Exhale down. Notice where you feel it. Is it the hip, the back, the shoulders? Where are you feeling sensation as you lean into this leg? Come on up with that next in-breath. Walk your hands under your shoulders and slide the knee back to meet the other one. Child's pose. Just a quick breath here. And then we slither forward on our mat, knees, chest, and chin. Hips lifted and slide the hips all the way back. Tops of the feet to the floor. Drag your hands a little farther back. Peel yourself up, baby cobra. Shoulders relaxed out of your ears. Pick up your heart. And then exhale, bow. You don't have to go this high in your cobra. Feel free to take a little smaller version. So we'll do one more so I can demonstrate. You can either go all the way up into full cobra, or you can stay right here in a baby cobra. Release. Take the left forearm and create a pillow for your forehead. Rest your forehead and bend your right knee. Stretch your right arm back and see if you can catch your foot or your ankle. Quad stretch. If it's not accessible, just reach for it. Squeezing the hamstring will actively stretch your quad. It's a principle called reciprocal inhibition. Release that foot and switch it. Right elbow becomes your pillow. Bend your left knee, reach back. See if you can find something to connect with. Toe, ankle, foot. Deep breath in your lungs. Stretching out the front of the thigh, using the floor for a little bit of leverage. Good. Release what you're holding. Planting your hands underneath your floating ribs. Pick yourself up to all fours. Child's pose once more. Stretch that low back. Should feel nice, reaching the arms overhead. Coming back into tabletop. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees up. Plug those hands into the mat. You're coming back to down dog. Sit bones lifted. We're upside down for a moment. Heels are heavy, like they really yearn for the floor. Bring your big toes close. We'll stretch the right leg up. And then open the right hip. Go ahead and bend your right knee at the top like your right foot wants to fall back and touch the back of your head. Extend your leg. Kick that leg to the sky and square your hips. Draw your right knee forward. Step your right foot as far up the mat as you can. Leave the back knee up this time. Crescent lunge. Stretch the arms overhead. Square the hips. Sink an inch deeper. We're going to add a little stretch to the chest here. Reach those fingers behind your glutes, interlace, drop the knuckles, open the heart, expand the collarbones, lift the chin. And then on your exhale, bow to the inside of your front knee. Let your ribs find your inner thigh, and maybe even rest your right shoulder on your right knee. This is a variation of humble warrior. Release those hands down and then step into your front leg. Let's take a little balance. You'll lift the back leg up, so drag it on up to the sky. Walk your hands forward, standing splits. Let your head dangle. Stretch that right hamstring. Go ahead, start to bend the right knee and then walk your hands back. Slowly land your left foot back to the floor. Plant your hands. Step that right foot to meet your left. Take a pedal here if you need it. A lot of energy buzzing around in that right leg. Lift your left leg to the sky and then open the hip, but keep your shoulders square. Let that knee drop open as you bend your knee at the top. Kick that foot up and then draw your left knee towards your nose. Step your left foot as high up the mat as you can. Keep the back knee up. So this is our crescent lunge on our other side. Energize the legs downward and reach your arms upward. Sink an inch down when you get to the top. Finding stretch and strength. Let's add our chest stretch. So reach your hands back. Interlace with the other finger on top, the one that doesn't like to be on top. Drop the knuckles. Open the chest. We're We're gonna take a little bow. Start to reach your ribs to the inside of your thigh. Then let your shoulder meet that knee. Let the head dive down. You're gonna get a little balance challenge, a little wobbly in those ankles. Kind of push down through your big toes to help. Release the fingers to the floor. And let's step into that front leg. Walk your hands forward. Pick up the back leg. Standing splits. So a nice deep stretch for your left hamstring. Dive your head down towards your left shin. Start to bend your left knee, and we'll step the right foot to the floor. Plant your hands and step it back. We're in downward dog. Pedal here if you need. Spend a little bit of time upside down. Excellent. Release. Drop those knees to the floor safely. Uncurl your toes. Take a child's pose, but this time with your palms together. And then if it's available, lift up your hands so they're over the head. Walk your elbows forward, stretching out the backs of the shoulders, maybe even the triceps, as you bring prayer mudra above the back of the neck. Release. Let's bring ourselves forward here. So turn to face me. If you aren't, we'll bring the soles of the feet together. Cobbler's pose. Lift up the heart. If it's available to bind your feet, go ahead and bind them. Drop the chin to your chest. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Stretch the side of the neck here. And then switch it. Roll through the middle. Left ear, left shoulder. Feel how heavy your shoulders are. Let gravity open the knees. Drop back down. Go ahead and pick up the gaze here. Let's send the right leg out straight and the left sole of the foot to your inner thigh. Reach both arms up. And then we bow, folding over that leg. You don't have to get super far down into this. Some of you may be able to kiss your knees. It's called head to knee pose. Go ahead, come on up. Lift the heart here. We're gonna take that bent knee and cross it over the straight leg. Hug it in tight to the chest. We'll twist. So twisting into your bent knee. Take your left hand behind you. Hug the opposite hand towards that shin, that knee, that thigh. And then look over your back shoulder. Unwind here. Let that knee drop open. Place a weight on your hands behind you. And then pull the right heel in towards your glute. And I'll turn sideways so you can see this one. A seated pigeon pose. Flexing the top foot will help that top knee to stay in alignment. And then if it feels good, you can even rock side to side. Open the hip. Try to keep your spine straight. Take support on your hands. Feel free to have that leg as far out away as you need. Slide your bottom leg out to straight. Kick both legs out. Give them a little shimmy and a shake. And we'll switch sides. So sitting on your sit bones, bend your right knee, the sole of the right foot into your inner thigh. Flex the left foot. Reach arms up. Head to knee pose, side two. We bow. Try to bring your forehead down towards your knee. It's okay if they're really far apart though. Just taking some time to stretch out your low back and your hamstrings. Excellent. We'll bring ourselves up with the breath. Take the knee that's already bent and we'll cross it over that straight leg. Give it a hug. Twist backwards. Right arm to the floor behind you for support. Look over your back shoulder. Gaze behind you. And then we unwind for our seated pigeon. Let the knee drop open and take support on your hands first. You'll go ahead and just squeeze your bottom hamstring and pull your heel towards you. Not until you feel pain, just until you feel sensation. So somewhere that's like the Goldilocks zone. Not too hard, not too easy, just right. And if it feels good to sway side to side, you can open up that hip. Here's the good news. We're headed to our backs after this. The lovely, lovely supine work coming up. Go ahead and slide that leg out towards straight. Uncross your ankle. Give them a little bounce. And then make sure you have room to roll back on your mat. We're going to roll ourselves down. Give the knees a bend. Catch your hamstrings. And then scoop your core in. Slowly roll. One vertebra at a time. Tailbone touches. Then middle back. Then upper back. Reach your arms overhead as you rest your head down. And then maybe stretch your legs out, point your toes, arch your back. Reverse it. Take the knees to your chest and then curl your forehead to your knees. Crunch in a tiny ball. Release your head, point, flex your feet. circle your ankles. And then rock your head right and left like you're shaking your head no. Massage the back of the skull. Keep your right knee, send your left leg out straight and lower it to the floor. Left heel connects. And then hug that right knee in a little tighter. Create some compression in the hip. And then we'll twist. Gently drop that knee towards the left side of your mat so that you're getting a spinal twist. Feel free to leave your right hand on your rib, or you might reach your right arm out to the side. Creating a little counterbalance here. Deep breath as you create a stretch for your chest. And we'll slowly roll ourselves back to the spine. Catch that right hamstring and kick your leg to the sky a few times. Just bend the knee and extend the knee. Stay up at the top on this next one. Hold your supine hamstring stretch. If you need to take some intensity away, bend your bottom knee and set your bottom foot to the floor. Excellent. Release. Bend the knee. Hug both knees to your chest. And this time, let's circle the knees around. So I have my hands on my kneecaps, just drawing some circles. Reverse direction. Take it the other way. Massage the back. And we switch. Take the left knee in, straighten out the right leg, and then you're going to slowly lower the right heel towards the floor. Keep your left knee hugged in tight, and then once your right heel's touching, hug it tighter. A little compression on the hip. Prepping for our twist. Gently guide the left knee over to the opposite side of the mat. Reaching that left arm out can create a little more counterweight for the twist, but you can leave your left hand on your rib if you like to. We'll slowly roll ourselves back to the spine and then catch your left hamstring. Just a few active kicks up to the sky. Hold the next one as you bend and extend the knee. Hold it. Stretch and breathe. If you need to, put that bend in your bottom knee. Go for it. For some of us with tight hamstrings, this can be quite intense. Go ahead, slowly release it. We'll pull that other knee in. Once more, let's circle, but let's go away from each other. Knees circle open and then back in. Circle open and close. And reverse the circle. They circle towards each other and away. Excellent. We have one final hip stretch and then I'm going to set you free. Go ahead and extend both legs. So kick both knees to straight, cross your right ankle over your left, bend both knees. So we're going to go into sort of like a seated open cow face, supine open cow face. Grab your shins and gently pull them back towards your chest. For me, that creates plenty of stretch, plenty of tension. If you'd like more, reach your hands towards your feet and gently pull your feet towards your face is kind of the intention. I feel lots of stretch just holding my ankles, so I'm going to leave my hands there. So if you do any of my other workouts, cardio ones, this is essential to stretch your muscles out so that you can protect yourself from injury and keep moving. Good. Release what you're holding. Kick those legs back up. Uncross the ankles and switch. Left leg on top. Bend your knees. So open cow face pose is traditionally done seated, but it's actually pretty hard for me to keep my hips rooted when I do this one sitting down because the floor forces my feet farther away than my hips can tolerate. So I like this one on the back better. So that way I control how much I'm pulling. Either the knees, the shins, the feet. Really that hip stretch. Slowly release what you're holding. Kick your legs back up to the sky. Uncross the legs. And then we'll just take a couple playful rocks forward and back, forward and back. Massage the spine until you build up the momentum to rock all the way to the top. Sitting in a comfortable seat. Cross your ankles. Roll the shoulders. Place your hands on your thighs. Take a deep breath in here. And then blow it out. Guys so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope you feel better than when you started. Have an excellent rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Namaste.